So these, and when we are having meetings or conferences, instead of serving in the plastic disposable glasses, we purchase around 50 small steel glasses and we start serving tea in it on daily. We have so many meetings every day where we are continuously using the plastic. So this is one big no from our side and from our department side, that we will not use the plastic. All this happened in Rural Development Department in 2018-19. In LiFE program, our Prime Minister very rightly said, India is one of very few countries which has got experience in having a mass programs and making it successful. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan was implemented by RD department. We had tough time changing the attitude of rural people. They refused to construct the toilet, number one. Even it was constructed at giving a huge subsidy, they refused to use it. So when we went for village inspections and interacted with the ladies of the houses, they were willing. Surprisingly, it were the men of the houses who were saying, no, why should, they didn't feel bad that their ladies are going out. So we have to demonstrate through very small movies where one girl is depressed. She refused to move outside the house. Then mother is asking what has happened in the presence of father. She's not able to tell. Later on, she tells mother separately, when I went out to ease myself in the morning, some boys took my photos. They misbehaved with me. It went viral in Tamil Nadu. I don't want to name the districts in details, but later on, slowly, this issue was motivated in different ways in different states. Ultimately, after a period of 4 to 5 years, this Swachh Bharat Abhiyan became a successful. Initially, we had a tough time in changing the attitude of the people. We all think, why should we do it? That's the lazy attitude we all have. We don't think it is our duty, as Constitution has given us some rights. It is also a duty to have sustainable environment. It is also one of our SDG goal, number 13, that we should maintain our environment and we should also do our best. Now, I think all of us know that so many researches have taken place. We did one with the Anna University and our State Institute of Rural Development for the beach. We found the Marina Beach. After studying it for 5 years, it is moving more and more inches towards our Queen Mary's College, which was across the beach. So when we studied it, we were very shocked. All over the world, different studies prove because of deforestation, urbanization, our lifestyle, our aptitude of new generation, especially use and throw. That attitude is contributing in a very big way for climate disaster. We will face it sooner than later. Realizing this, our Ministry of Environment, as well as Niti Yog and our Honorable Prime Minister took a very good step. And he called it is a global movement. We can make it a global. India is very, very capable country. I think we should, I don't mind sharing this. When we went abroad in USA for 15 days, our phase 5 training, we find we are very, very hardworking. Our students are doing well. A study shows around 50 good multinational corporations, 15 CEOs hail from India. So what does it show? That our culture, our upbringing, our students, our people are doing extremely well globally. It is that we have to nudge them. We have to motivate them. We have to change their attitude by using lot of practical IEC activities. I'm sure once we take the right IEC module, we can discuss this separately, how to go about IEC activities which really motivate our rural people separately, urban groups separately, slum dwellers separately, and other transgenders separately. So for every state, every group, we have to have different types of small videos, different type of motivating factors, which can definitely make this LiFE mission a true mission. I thank all of you, and I'll be ready to take questions till 3 p.m. Thank you, and all the best to all the organizers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your, for your insightful address. And you rightly said that, ma'am, charity begins with home, and practical solution we can link the kitchen garden with the kitchen water using the bathroom we can pull cart together. These type of simple steps that any common citizen can take. No big issue in that. And use of the cycle. We should not go for vehicle that consume lots of petroleum and other fuel. So these will be highly helpful in bringing back the sustainable lifestyle that was once the introduction of our country. And great to know about your efforts and solution-oriented views about SDG 13, which is regarding the climate action. And we will, you rightly said that if we not take steps.
One minute, sir. Sir, 1 second. Jay Surya and other friends, please mute your phone. Please mute your phone.
Okay.
Phone mute, please.
Okay. So you rightly said, ma'am.
Mute your phone.
Okay, you rightly said, ma'am. It will be. You very well explained the problem and challenges in the way of mass movements like Swachh Bharat Abhiyan and this Mission Life as well, and the spirit by which we can overcome from them. And thank you so much for your insightful and trend-setting inaugural remarks, thus encouraging us to begin with all the positivity. Thank you, ma'am. And now we have Dr. Ashish Kumar Panda, sir, as our chief guest, and he will also provide an overview of Mission Life. And Shri Ashish Kumar Panda, sir, is Deputy Secretary Mission Life, Niti Aayog, Government of India. He is Central Secretariat Officer, an MBA in Disaster Management and PhD in Climate Change field. He served in many significant positions in Government of India, such as National Medical Council and National Institute of Disaster Management in India. Dr. Panda is a seasoned expert on forestry, biodiversity, and animal inclusive disaster risk reduction. He has more than 6 years of working experience in the disaster management division of MHA as well. So please, Ashish sir, I would like to request you to please proceed with your address. Hello.
Sir, good afternoon. Your PPT is visible, sir, but only has to enlarge it.
Just a moment.
Ashish sir, please take it from the presentation mode.
Okay, I am audible.
Yeah, you are audible, and please take it on the presentation mode. Now it is on presentation mode. Sir, proceed. Okay. Please, you can proceed.
Okay. Thank you. I am audible now properly.
Yes, sir. Sound clear.
Yeah, my video is giving me some trouble, so I might not be visible. I am visible through my mobile. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to have a discussion kind of a thing with respect to Mission Life. And congratulations to ma'am Meenakshi Rajgopal ma'am. She spoke like a real brand ambassador with respect to Mission Life. The kind of experiences, ma'am, you mentioned that have been enlisted in our brochure that we have brought about with respect to Mission Life. So thank you so much for your wonderful talk. So I welcome Mrs. Meenakshi Rajgopal ji, Dr. K. Vasudevan ji, Dr. S. Vikas Ranjan ji, Professor Girish Mishra ji, and my friend Engineer Avdesh. So we have collaborated hands together with respect to promoting Mission Life across the globe, as rightly mentioned by Avdesh ji. I am here to speak a little bit about this mission. This is basically lifestyle for environment, and as ma'am rightly mentioned, this is the need of the hour, because children are our future, and what kind of environment that we have been utilizing like anything without any unscientific mode of usages, and kind of growth and development that we are observing in the last few decades or centuries. So we have to keep our environment in such a fashion that our future generation is going to utilize it in a proper fashion, in a livable kind of a situation. So this is India-led global mass movement, where we are trying to nudge individuals, communities, and also institutions, so that through their day-to-day actions, small bits of actions, they can protect and preserve the environment for the future generations in times to come. As we know that for the 21st century, if we see for the first 19 years of 2001 to 2019, if we put together all the disasters, including the climate sensitive hazards and disasters put together, then the average and the year 2020, you will find that in the year 2020 itself, climate induced disasters have outnumbered the average of last 19 years of disasters. So we are in a situation where we have to find our pathways of growth and development in such a fashion that we can move towards sustainable development in times to come. If you see the left hand side of this graph, you will find that of late in the 21st century, all the continents, and specifically the Asian continent, it is facing the climate-induced disasters like anything. Because of our scientific developments and also the lessons that we learn from our past disasters, we are in a good position to save the mortality rates. But if you see the occurrences of disaster, that is increasing, and also the economic losses with respect to associated with those kinds of disasters, that is increasing. So we have to find new means where we can't leave everything upon the governments, authorities, or the machineries which take decisions. We have to involve each and everybody, every stakeholder, be it individual, be it a community, a small group, faction of people, or the institutions, be it private, be it government or non-government organizations. Everybody has to come forward and participate in this global mission for saving planet. If you see the IPCC working report, that is a kind of a code red for humanity, it says that if we compare the global surface temperature, the average has increased 1.1 degrees Celsius if we compare that with respect to pre-industrialized times of 1850 because of anthropogenic regions and so on and so forth. And mind it, we are sitting only on 2022, and rest 78 years, we have to try every bits so that we can keep a tab on the increase of global average temperature to the tune of 1.5 degrees Celsius. So that is very, very difficult because we have already reached 1.1 degrees Celsius. It also mentions that hot extreme, including heat waves, and I may mention here that 2016 and 2020 have been rated as very topmost years with respect to the kind of heat waves it has observed in the 21st century. And also the temperature is going to reach 1.5 degrees Celsius by 2040, while our target was till the end of this century. And also Arctic is likely to be practically ice-free in September, at least once before 2050 in all scenarios assessed, so on and so forth. Another example I can quote here, which has not been mentioned here, that in 2013 in Kedarnath, we observed the glacial lake of and lots of lives we lost. And again, it was repeated in the year 2021 in Chamoli. So India is the only place in Asian country and across the globe where in a span of 10 years time, we have observed such kind of massive glacial outbursts of lakes. So that is only because of this climate-induced scenarios that we are observing of late. And if you see this graph, you may observe the temperature difference with respect to the pre-industrialized times of 1850s onwards to the current times, and specifically 2016 and 2020 have been very hot years of late. Similarly, if you see the kind of fossil fuel use that we are using, and recently in COP27 at the Egypt, we could not arrive at a decision to come out with a new plan where we are going to use the clean and green energy and stop using fossil fuel energy. So you can see the graph, the difference that it is going to make if we are going to use lots of fossil fuels, including ice sheet instability because of climate change issues. The graph is going to observe the kind of sea level rise to the tune of 1.5 meter, or it might reach to 1.7 meter also. In that case of scenario, by the end of this century, we might not be observing the Maldives kind of states, the Kochi district of India, or some parts of Mumbai, or some parts of Sundarban where our tiger reserves are there. So all these areas will be inundated or go into the seawater. So in this kind of scenario, all this population living in these areas, they will move into the mainland of the countries. So from where we are going to provide them resources for shelter, food, jobs, clothes, and so on and so forth. So keeping all these things in our minds. We have to change our pathways of development in times to come. Similarly, another study of IPCC 2021, that is summary for policymakers, it has clearly shown, used the simulated ways of showing some lab reports where natural factors were used in some simulation study, and another simulation study, the human and natural factors were also included with respect to that. So it clearly shows that this temperature rise that we are observing right now, 1.1 degrees Celsius, in comparison to the pre-industrialized times of temperature, then it specifically mentions that because of the human influence, because of the anthropogenic reasons, because of our unmindful, unscientific activities of growth and development, this temperature rise has occurred. So probably today also we have that time left where we can wake up from our sleep and we can observe those kind of behaviors which are going to lead to keeping a tap of the global surface temperature to the tune of 1.5 degrees Celsius, if not possible, at least to the tune of 2 degrees Celsius. If we talk about what the countries are doing with respect to providing finances, if you remember COP26 and the Glasgow into November 2021, then it was decided that the developed countries are going to make a budget of $100 billion for helping the developing countries with respect to the kind of losses they face because of the climate change issues, because of the activities of the developed countries. But you can see this target has not been met till date, and our target has again been enhanced till 2023. And again in 2020, the 22 COP27 event, another kind of budget has been proposed. This is loss and damage fund they are talking about. Here what they have proposed that India and China have been kept out of this, as they are not treating us as any more developing countries. They're treating us as developed nations only. We have to not only contribute to this loss and damage fund, but also activities that are associated utilizing this fund will not be given to any benefit to the citizens of India and China. So this deal has not yet been passed right now, but this kind of scenario is there where developed nations are not in a mood to help the developing nation with respect to providing some sort of financial relief for meeting the impact of climate change in present scenario. In COP27, these were our the promises that we have made to the global community. That National Hydrogen Mission, it was launched in 2021. It aims to make India a green hydrogen hub. We have promised that at least a threefold increase in nuclear capacity we are going to make by 2032. And we are going to achieve an ethanol blending target of 20% by 2025. Other than that, by 2070, we have mentioned that by that time we would be a carbon neutral country. So these the promises that we have made. So we are the only country, we have included mission LiFE in our nationalized determined that goals. And I'm very much hopeful that by the promises that we have made to the global community, we're going to meet by that time. If you remember the June 5, 2021 World Environment Day, there it was formally launched United Nations Decade for Ecosystem Restoration, 2021 to 2030. The moment we say restoration, that rightly mentioned by ma'am, that we have been misusing Mother Earth, Mother Nature like anything for the past so many decades and centuries put together. That's why we have to utilize this term restoration, because we have erred somewhere, we have made mistakes somewhere. That's why this word restoration has to be used. This will be the efforts to massively scale up the restoration of degraded and destroyed ecosystems across the globe. That is very much important right now. Otherwise, if you remember 2015, 3 important documents of Paris Climate Change Agreement, Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction, and also Sustainable Development Goals, the kind of targets that we set for ourselves, we are not in a position to meet those targets. Even the Aichi Biodiversity Convention of 2011 to 2020, many of the targets have been missed by the global community. And that is why if you are going to keep on missing these targets, then in times to come, there is an estimation of 1 million species, they are going to face the threat of extinction in times to come, as per IUCN report. So these are important warnings to the global community. The time has come that we have to put together all the efforts, not to work in silos, but to work in a comprehensive and a collaborative way, so that we can move in a particular direction of sustainable development. This is the last slide before my mission life, this presentation. This is important information that there is a concept of Earth Overshoot Day. It depicts the particular date. On that day, we have already utilized the entire natural resources that could have been regenerated by Mother Earth. So by 2018, this date fell upon August 1. It meant that by August 1, 2018, we had already utilized the natural resources that Mother Earth could have regenerated. So we are in a sorry kind of a situation where right now, with the population of 8 billion across the globe, probably we are using 1.7 or 1.8 Earth right now. And by 2100, when our population is going to reach 10.84 billion, we might be needing 3 Mother Earths. So this is quite impossible. So this is the time, 2022, when we have to wake up from our sleeps and put all effort that is possible at individual level, at community level, or at institutional level, so that we can move towards sustainable development. Here is LiFE that Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji mentioned in the Glasgow Convention 2021 November. He mentioned LiFE, that is lifestyle for environment. He said there is need for all of us to come together and take lifestyle for environment forward as a campaign. So at that time, he thought about this aspect, and later on, 20th October 2022, at the Statue of Unity in Gujarat, in the presence of UN Secretary General Mr. Antonio Guterres, Honorable Prime Minister launched Mission LiFE globally. There were 120 heads of the states, heads of missions of Government of India across the globe present over there, and many dignitaries, in the presence of dignitaries from Argentina, Estonia, France, Georgia, and so on and so forth. Many countries, Honorable Prime Minister launched this global mission. And later on, it was decided that that Indian version of Mission LiFE will be taken care of by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, and the global version will be taken care of by Niti Aayog. Specifically mentioned by Honorable Prime Minister in the event that it should be mindful and deliberate utilization instead of mindless and destructive consumption. So anybody can take part in this collective individual behavior muhim kind of a thing that Government of India is leading, and we are in a right position, rightly mentioned by ma'am, that we are full of bright, fertile minds who are leading important MNCs across the globe. So we can nudge each and everybody across not only our country, but across the globe. We can be the role model, we can be the globe leader with respect to taking this Mission LiFE forward in times to come. So as mentioned by Avdesh ji in the beginning, in his beginning talk, that we have made, because we are into the 75th year of our independence, we are observing this 75th year of independence. That is why we have kept this 75 individual life actions across 7 categories. Categories belong to energy, water, single-use plastic reduction, sustainable food system adoption, then waste reduction, healthy lifestyle adoption, and e-waste reduction, so on and so forth. So these are non-exhaustive. There can be many more ideas. That is why we have come here to request each and everybody to be part of Niti Aayog's mission, the global call for ideas and papers, so that you can not only support these 75 ideas, but also many of the ideas that come into your bright minds. Then that can be 150 ideas, that can be 300 ideas, and so on and so forth. And out of these ideas that you are going to submit, we are going to launch one global compendium with respect to those ideas, and I will talk about that global compendium later, and this competition that we have set forth with respect to this. This is a small video, kindly see it.
कहते हैं कि दुनिया बदल रही है। इन आवाजों में छुपी घबराहट से मुझे लगता है कि हमारी दुनिया अच्छे के लिए नहीं, बुरे के लिए बदल रही है। पर ये हुआ कैसे? मैं भी चाहती हूँ हमारी दुनिया बदले, लेकिन अच्छे के लिए। और जब 2030 में मैं 21 साल की हो जाऊंगी, जोश और सपनों से भरी, सिर्फ मैं ही नहीं, लाखों लोग और भी, तब क्या हमारी दुनिया हमारे सपने पूरे कर पाएगी? 2030 तक ही तो हम सबने सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स को पूरा करने का वादा किया है ना? मतलब आज से 2000 दिन बाद क्या हम वो वादा पूरा कर पाएंगे एक साथ? हाँ, बिल्कुल। कभी अपने आसपास देखती हूँ ना, तो लगता है हम सही कदम उठा रहे हैं, पर शायद सब नहीं, शायद जितने जरूरी है उतने नहीं। पर लाइफ ऐसे ही तो शुरू होती है। लाइफ, पता है ये मैंने सबसे पहले कहाँ सुना?
ये एक शब्द है लाइफ, LIFE, यानी लाइफ स्टाइल फॉर एनवायरमेंट। जरूरत है कि हम सभी लोग एक साथ आकर कलेक्टिव पार्टिसिपेशन के साथ लाइफ स्टाइल फॉर एनवायरमेंट यानी लाइफ को एक अभियान की तरफ आगे बढ़ाए। ये एनवायरमेंटल कॉन्शियस लाइफ स्टाइल का एक मास मूवमेंट बन सकता है। आज आवश्यकता है माइंडलेस और डिस्ट्रक्टिव कंजम्पशन के बजाय माइंडफुल और डेलिबरेट यूटिलाइजेशन की।
लाइफस्टाइल फॉर एनवायरनमेंट भारत में बना दुनिया के लिए। ये एक आंदोलन है, हर इंसान का, हर समुदाय, हर संगठन का, हर सरकार, हर राष्ट्र का। और कितना आसान है इसे शुरू करना, बस 5 कदमों से। पहला कदम वही जो हमारे दादा दादी, नाना नानी हमेशा करते आए हैं।
सदियों से सुनते बोलते आ रहे हैं कि मौसम में लगे और आसपास उगे वही खाओ पियो, सेहत चौकस और साथ में खाने और ईंधन की बचत भी।
நமது உணவுகள் இப்பொழுது மாற்றப்பட்டிருக்கிறது. நாம் தினைகளை இந்த நேரத்தில் வரவேற்றுக் கொள்கிறோம். ஆனால் தினைகள் நமது உணவுகளையும் மகிழ்ச்சியையும் கலாச்சாரத்தையும் அறிவு கொண்டு இருக்கிறது. அதனாலே நாங்கள் தினைகளை வரவேற்றுக் கொள்கிறோம்.
दूसरा कदम, कदम उठाओ, समझे? मेरे रोज की सवारी, बस नंबर 11, मेरे पैर।
मैं रोज साइकिल ऑफिस जाता हूँ क्योंकि मेरी कंपनी हमें वॉकिंग, साइकिलिंग, कारपूलिंग के लिए एनकरेज करती है।
अगर हम सब मिलकर ये कर सकते हैं तो पर्यावरण की सुरक्षा में योगदान दे सकते हैं।
तीसरा, सही चुने और सही चुन पाए इसके लिए डिमांड भी करें।
सोसाइटी में घर खरीद रहे हैं, बड़ा डिसीजन है,
पर कुछ चीजें नॉन नेगोशिएबल हैं, जैसे वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग एंड सोलर पैनल।
और इन्हें पूरा करना रियल एस्टेट इंडस्ट्री की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है।
पहले कस्टमर हमारे पास आते थे ब्रांड के लिए, प्राइस के लिए, वारंटी के लिए। अब कस्टमर आते हैं हमारे पास 5 स्टार रेटिंग के लिए और LED बल्ब के लिए।
आजकल ज्यादातर डिलीवरी कंपनीज ई-बाइक यूज करने लगी है, अच्छा लगता है।
सिंपल, लाइट स्विच ऑन करने के लिए स्विच ऑफ करो। और इस आंदोलन को घर घर ले जाओ। मेरे देश को अपना वादा याद है और वो वादा हम बातों से नहीं, काम से पूरा करेंगे और हर देश, हर इंसान को साथ लेके पूरा करेंगे। एक्ट टुगेदर लाइफ के लिए।
Thank you for watching this video. I hope the message is pretty clear. So why there is need for this mission right now at this juncture? So another report of UN says that I have already mentioned that world population has already reached 8 billion. If only 1/8 of that population, that is only 1 billion people across the globe, if they start following the lifestyle, this concept of behavior, then report says that 20% of carbon emissions are going to be reduced. That is very, very huge if this kind of activity can be performed by 1/8 of the population. Similarly, if you go for recycling of 1 ton of newspaper, it can avoid 25,000 liters of water and so on and so forth. Similarly, Madam rightly mentioned that we can go for carpooling, we can go for public conveyances. Also in our nearby areas like our markets or even the gyms, we should not be using our cars or our bikes. We can go walking, we can go cycling, and so on and so forth. So this way, small bits and pieces, we can provide lots of collective that kind of energy saving and natural resource saving things. Like for water conservation, Madam rightly mentioned that if our guests come or for our officers, we can provide only half glass of that water. That is going to save water like anything. Like I mentioned my own example. If my water bottle in my office is filled daily by the person who is doing this help for me, but I might not be using this water whole of day because I might be involved in 4 or 5 meetings across my time duration in office. So there is no need for keeping this water for me. If I require water, I can go to any water vendor that might be placed somewhere else, and I can use the quantum of water that I might be using. Similarly, if I am leaving my room, I should stock my television, I should stock my this computers and electricity gadgets that is available over here. Similarly, fuel at red light areas, if we can stop our engines, if the time duration for waiting is more than 1 minute, so it is going to save fuels like anything. Similarly, if we go for a buffet system of our eating habits in our parties put together, quite often we observe that the plates that we are using, that we are keeping each and everything that is possible over there, that might not be used by ourselves when we end our eating over there. So we should be very conscious with respect to the kind of food damage or food abuse that I would call, that is going to be, that might be required, but some other community member across the globe that is not getting food properly 2 times in a day span. Similarly, the gym example I mentioned, another example I can quote here, the air conditions that we are using. So we have a habit of keeping the temperature of that air conditions to the tune of 18 or 19 degrees Celsius. And despite the fact we are using quilts and other warm clothes while we are using that air conditions, the scientific study says that 24-25 degrees Celsius of air conditions is quite okay for your body. And if you keep temperature less than that, it is going to be huge impact on the surrounding environment or the climate. So we have to be very, very cautious with the kind of gadgets we are using, with the kind of use of natural resources we are performing, and the kind of facilities we are having that might be required by some other part of population elsewhere. So Earth has got limited resources, and accordingly we have to change our ways of behavior in our day-to-day lives. One example I can quote of Costa Rica country, where a city, Belen, a township of 21,000 residents, it was found that they were using 25% more water consumption they were doing. So one unique idea they came up with, the bills, the average monthly bills that used to come for the local residents over there, they started printing it in 2 colors. One is blue with a smiley face, one is yellow with a frowny face. So a smiley face, obviously it is meant for those community members or the families who are using water less than the average water being used in that city. And the yellow bill or the frowny face is for those community members who are using more than that. So with this behavioral change, in a span of few months only, the water consumption went down to 5.6% that average. So this nudging, small behavioral change with respect to how we perform our day-to-day duties or our behaviors, that is going to be very fruitful with respect to saving natural resources across the globe. So another example from Japan, they have made it mandatory walk to school if the school is nearby. Buses and other conveyance modes will not be provided to the students. Similarly, in the grocery stores, they are rescuing edible food from grocery stores which have not been sold but could be given to somebody else who is needy. Similarly, France is the first country who has banned supermarkets from throwing away good quality but unsold food. Similarly, for again another example from the Costa Rica, if I'm going to Costa Rica, I'll be briefed specifically with respect to how to be my behavior there with respect to sustainable practices like waste segregation, turning off light, turning off air conditions, and so on and so forth. So similarly, this kind of success stories or this kind of best practices can be adopted elsewhere as well. If we talk about Mission Life, see, every country or the community has got some traditional wisdom or some unique ways of saving the environment or using natural resources, but probably their efforts are very small or in siloed fashions. So Mission Life is kind of a global mission mode movement which talks about bringing all the individuals, all the community members, all the institutions that we can talk to, so that the accumulated that behavioral change comes to the center of climate action. So in that way, Mission Life is unique. This is kind of a Jan Andolan, and we are taking it to everywhere, wherever it is possible. Since Niti Aayog is concerned with the global part of it, so we are trying to take upon such kind of, this kind of programs where our foreign friends from our foreign countries are also involved in these kind of exercises. Recently, with DMCC, we observed this kind of program in Nepal, where nearly 500 people joined us online. Similarly, in the coming end of this month, we are going to launch another program for our African friends, so on and so forth. We are going to nudge each and everybody wherever it is possible. I request all of you to do the same thing. Mission Life is also associated with SDG 12, that specifically talks about responsible production and consumption of natural resources. And this is not a new kind of a mission. This is not a rocket science kind of a thing. This is the same kind of activities that we all know, we have been observing, but we have now to observe it in a scientific, dedicated, and very committed kind of a way. We are going to leverage existing institutions, existing resources of the government. There is no need to bring new ministries, new departments with respect to Mission Life, but every department, every that institution that is available in our mechanism of governance, that is going to be party to this project. This is a small snapshot of that program. Kindly see.
मिशन लाइफ का मतलब है लाइफस्टाइल और एनवायरमेंट। मिशन लाइफ इस धरती की सुरक्षा के लिए जन जन की शक्तियों को जोड़ता है।
We are grateful to Prime Minister Modi for his leadership, together with the UN Secretary General, in launching Mission Life.
The LiFE initiative, Prime Minister Modi, will give us its support. France looks forward to working with India to make this initiative a success.
Now, the last part of my presentation, this is live global call for ideas and papers. This is Niti Aayog's initiative, that this is a global call for behavioral solutions to encourage individuals and communities. This is open to all the individuals, and 75 action points we have already mentioned in our brochure. That brochure I'm going to share with Vasudevanji, so that he can share with each and everybody here. And this is the rewards. Top submissions will be part of LiFE Global Compendium, I have already mentioned, and that is going to be released at a LiFE Global Conference next year, that is 5th of June 2023. And all the awardees, whosoever's entries find mentioned in the LiFE Global Compendium, they will be our guests for that program. And out of 5 best of the best submissions will be awarded US $25,000 each to test and pilot their ideas. And it is an opportunity to present in person at the Global LiFE Conference in India also. And also end-to-end implementation support will be provided by government of India, that is Niti Aayog, as well as Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So presently, right now, we are at the phase 1. You have to only submit your ideas and the team details. and it is very simple Google form. And last date is 31st of December, and till 31st December, all the ideas that we have collected right now, today's figures are 1,000 something ideas we have already received in Niti Aayog. And phase 2, all the shortlisted ideas and teams will be asked for resubmission of their ideas, detailed ideas, with detailed parameters. Another framework will be provided for that, and another 60 days will be provided to you for resubmission in phase 2. The format will be shared, and even if somebody wants research associate support from Niti Aayog, that is also going to be provided. 28th of February will be the last date of that second phase. So, but right now we are into phase 1. I request each and everybody present here to kindly come up with new ideas. It can be solutions to 75 ideas that we have provided, or it can be altogether new idea with respect to saving climate or environment in times to come. So this is the links to apply. The first link is how you have to use that Google form. The moment you open this link, there will be Google form. Utilizing your own Gmail that ID, you can make it live, and thereafter there are 3 questions with respect to what is the behavioral change that you want to bring in the individual and community or the institution. Second part is what action points you are going to do at the ground level to bring your ideas live at the ground level. The third part is whether any kind of data sets you can generate so that your impact of idea can be monitored and evaluated. So these 3 questions you have to answer, and detailed brochure you can see in the second link. The third link is very, very important. This is a pledge. We request each and everybody present here to, after the program is over, to go through this link and make a pledge that yes, I am party to this mission life. Yes, I am party to this pro-planet people. So I end my talk with this wonderful Sanskrit shloka. Yesham na vidya na tapo na danam na dharma. It says that a human without knowledge, respect for elders, charity, wisdom, good conduct, virtues, and unaware of his duties is a burden to earth. He is equal to an animal grazing in the form of a human. So let us prove that we are not animals. Let us prove that we are human beings, Homo sapiens, and we are equally concerned with respect to how to save our planet Earth and how to save our environment for our future generations to come. Thank you so much.
Okay, Avdesh sir.
Sir.
Sir, yes, sir. Very wonderful presentation, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Amazing. That's very highlighted points, sir. Sure, we are here with you since long years, and definitely we will do for our country. We will do for our people, sir. I assure you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Avdesh ji.
Very nice presentation, Mr. Ashish. Very nice.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Very nicely presented. Videos were very impactful.
Thank you.
Maybe we have to also call state secretaries of forest and environment together.
Yes,
to have
yes.
a more practical, maybe at rural village level or habitation level plan of action. It can be easily made. I am very sure it can be easily made successful. It may take some time. Definitely we can do it.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Regards. And ma'am, whenever it is possible for you to come to Delhi, so kindly come to Niti Aayog, ma'am, please.
Yeah,
welcome
you. I think I will share my email ID. You can call me. I can definitely come. I have already come also previously. I will definitely come. I'm really interested. By the way, I have implemented World Bank project, disaster management project, World Bank 2015 to 18. And when I retired, I was looking after post-tsunami sustainable livelihood project, where we were giving skill training to all the fishermen community in all the coastal areas. It was funded by International Fund for Agriculture Development. So I would love to share the experience and learn in the process. Just send me an email inviting me. I'll definitely come. We will talk separately on it.
Okay, thank you. Ma'am, you mentioned about Swachhata Abhiyan.
Yes.
And incidentally, the leader of that Swachhata Abhiyan, Parmeshwaran Iyer ji,
I know,
is the current CEO, Niti Aayog.
CEO. Wow, wonderful. I read his book also. Wonderfully written. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
I will definitely come. Send me and drop my email. Yeah.
Thank you.
We can work together. Sure. Thank you.
Okay. So I think the environment is set and how work is done with this conversation of two great people of their field.
Yes,
And nothing to say more, but sir, you wonderfully mentioned the relation between the unsustainable environmental behavior and global reports, such as CRED statistics about the increase in the frequency and intensity of natural disaster. Already we are in the world, living in a world where COP26 is also declared as a code red for humanity. It's a serious concern as we are continuously witnessing the average sea level rise from 1900 status, as you mentioned in your presentation. On a lighter note, I can say there is nothing now like proactive, as we are already late in 2022 and now no more missed target can be affordable. And clearly we need solution which can be implemented on ground by the common citizen, as in the video. A girl said, "वो वादा हम काम से पूरा करेंगे, हर देश और हर इंसान को साथ लेकर चलेंगे." And thank you for informing us about the idea of idea submission and knowledge compendium under Mission LiFE, led by Niti Aayog and Ministry of Environment, Forest, Climate Change. And here, because your presentation was so impactful, it reminded me a story from Ramayana, epic Ramayana, that when Lord Rama was building the bridge with their mighty ape and deer soldiers and generals, then suddenly a squirrel came and started sprinkling sand on bridge. I think everyone of us remember this. So she was repeating this act again and again. So after watching this several times, someone asked what you can contribute with such a small act. So she replied, whenever history will be documented, it will be documented. Squirrel was not sitting idle, and she also helped in great expedition of Lord Ram. So similarly, in Mission LiFE, small efforts will be decisive, and I extend humble gratitude to you for your wonderful and insightful presentation today and informative video session at the end. Thank you, sir. And on this line now, we have Shri K. Vasudevan, sir, Director, Integrated Institute of Disaster Management, IITM, Tamil Nadu. Sir will speak on sustainable food system, which is one of the head under 7 categories of Mission LiFE. Shri K. Vasudevan ji is Director, IIDM, Integrated Institute of Disaster Management, and also the President, PSDM, Pondicherry Society for Disaster Management. He's had the experience of working as a state consultant for Children's Skill Program Development, where he is providing various skill training to rural and urban dropouts, below poverty line youths, and as per both state and central government norms. Shri K. Vasudevan ji is a national trainer on disaster management, TRR, climate change, CCD, CCRR, and all disaster concern. He is also a state level trainer on biodiversity, GPDP, PPDP, and DPDP, Gram Block and District Panchayat Development Plan with DM Plan. Water governance, coastal community resilience. He also contributed as a district program officer under CBDRM, CDRR project at DDMA Villupuram since 2015 to 2019. He is working since 2004 for tsunami projects, working for coastal communities, livelihood, and their overall development to become resilient. Thank you, sir, for being with us. And please proceed with your session on sustainable food system, please.
Thank you, Avdesh ji. Good evening to one and all. Good afternoon. Thank you for giving us such a wonderful opportunity where we can also join hands towards achievement of our life mission goals and objectives. So there are quite a lot of people joined from Tamil Nadu. Even there are even HODs from the colleges and retired Dasildar and all our community people, students, and most of the retired officers also joined today. So once again, on behalf of Kairon and IIDM, I welcome people. And all those things you read about me, that I was a district program officer, I was a state national trainer. These all what Madam has given me a chance to become like that. Because Madam only has given this chance on 2015. Madam means our respected advisor. Is a retired IAS officer, Srimati Meenakshi Rajagopal Madam, has given this such a wonderful opportunity for working on disaster management on coastal people. So in Tamil Nadu, we have almost covered 561 coastal habitation under 12 coastal districts, under where we have our well bank project, where Madam was the head at that time, and she was given me such opportunity. Mr. Avdesh ji, can I share my PPT because I have a little problem in my laptop to share my thing?
Sure. Please, sir. Please, sir.
Sure, please, sir.
We are waiting for that, please, sir.
Yes, sir. And now I am working with Madam, where we are providing our skill training opportunities to the dropout youth and below poverty line people, youth, and where they are not able to study further, where they are not able to find their job. Now we are sitting in Chennai and looking after and covering almost 5 districts as a pilot mode, and we are providing our training under various government schemes. So Madam was very expert in that, and I'm really proud to work under Madam to achieve quite a lot of things month by month and day by day. So now I'm coming to my subject. So since this ICO framework 2005 to 2015, before the Sendai framework made, so we have a lot of disaster risk reduction policies and plans to implemented in different levels. So since 2005, we have after tsunami, 2004 tsunami, so the climatical, the entire environmental is changing day by day. Particularly in Tamil Nadu, we are facing quite a lot of problem in the coastal areas because the sea taking its part, and there are a lot of sea erosions. Also, the sea level is rising day by day, and the Chennai flood. In recent days, we are seeing quite a lot of disaster happen here and there. Incredible. We are not able to judge. We are not able to predict. Small thing happened last night. Not a small thing. 44 centimeter rainfall in Mayiladuthurai district, which is not expected by anyone. It was flood. So rising temperature leads to a lot of events here and there. So we are not able to. So we are well developed science and technology, information technology. We are well versed to predict all those things, but sometimes we are not able to predict the nature, what will happen to tomorrow or day.
I think there is a connectivity issue from Vasudevan sir's side. Hello. So I got the information that there is some connectivity issues from Shri Vasudevan sir's side. So we'll wait for a while, but if he is not able to connect, we will proceed with the next session of hello. Okay, there is a connectivity issue from Vasudevan sir's side, so we are proceeding with the next session of Shri S. Vikas Ranjanji, CEO founder Pledge for Earth. And whenever Vasudevan sir will be able to join us, he will complete his session later on. So we have Shri S. Vikas Ranjan sir, and who is the CEO and founder of Pledge Earth, solution provider in energy and environmental sustainability in buildings, SMEs, and industry sector. Previously, he has worked as project head, climate smart buildings in GIZ, supported Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs and Bureau of Energy Efficiency in policy standards, new and innovative construction technologies, thermal comfort in residential buildings, and climate change. With more than 27 years of experience in the field of policy framework, regulation, energy efficiency, climate change, management engineering, and process consultancy, his extensive work in energy efficiency and climate change in India and Southeast Asian countries in industries and building sector have been thoroughly recognized. In his earlier endeavors with Ministry of Power, he was mainly involved in the implementation of National Mission on Enhanced Energy Efficiency, NMEE, a component of National Action Plan for Climate Change, NAPCC. Under his guidance, the flagship program on industrial energy efficiency, Perform, Achieve, and Trade PAT scheme for the manufacturing industries, railways, distribution companies, building and power sectors have been successfully developed. He is a member of several working groups set up by the different ministries and associations in India and abroad. Welcome, sir, and kindly proceed with your session on energy savings.
Thank you very much, Abdesh ji. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, sound and clear. We can hear you.
Fantastic. So thank you very much, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to present myself on LiFE, the lifestyle of energy savings. It is all about a different thing that I am doing right now. Earlier, I used to work in industry, in energy efficiency and building energy efficiency, thermal comfort for buildings and all. But you see, this is the main crux of everything: the human behavior. If you are going to change the human behavior with respect to your lifestyle, you're going to change everything. That is what I am trying to do over here. I will give you one example, and I will show one picture which I have taken when I was scuba diving near Lakshadweep. Can I share my screen now?
Please, sir.
Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So
I request you to, yes, sir, please. Okay.
Just see two pictures over here, right? It was taken 7-8 months back when I visited Lakshadweep for gaining the momentum on net zero Lakshadweep. So there I went down in the sea, and you know what we found. One side, there's a dead coral at Lakshadweep, dead corals inside the sea, and there is a live coral as well near that dead corals as well. It is far from dead corals, but it was there. You can see the picture over there. The fishes was around the live corals, but near the dead corals there are no fish. There are no fish at all. So what this means, and this changed my whole perception with respect to energy efficiency, climate change, and everything. This I saw from my eye that what is happening to the world for this climate change. And when I asked this to the local people, they said this has happened because the temperature of the seawater rises to 5 degrees centigrade, and there are lots of waste which is being thrown to the sea, it is going to kill the corals as well. This is how it has been done. So so you see what is happening in the world these days. There are lots of issues which we find with the weather conditions, the hot extreme conditions, and then there is a good rainy seasons, lot of rains, lot of cloud burst, and then you find colder seasons as well. So these are the extreme conditions, extreme events which is happening these days, and I see the pledges that the world has taken up about not going beyond 2 degrees centigrade. It could be restricted to 1.5 degree, but I think this time has come. We have already gone up to the level of extreme conditions. There is no further takeaway. So we need to think about it, and the right moment of thinking on this, our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, has given this target of LiFE. So it is what we have done in our history. It is what we done by our ancestors. Doing all these big things in industries and buildings and SMEs and everywhere, it is not like that everybody has to do these conditions without changing your lifestyle. If you are changing your lifestyle, you are changing basically to the whole society, to the whole country, to the whole world. That is what it is all about. A mission which needs a very good guarantee of success, you know. So when we come to the savings with respect to why we need this, it is a very simple solutions what we have developed. I used to work in a website called econivas.com. It was launched by our president at that time, and this econivas.com gives you many tools which one common man can go to the website and see how energy savings with respect to housing, with respect to building materials, with respect to active devices can support to the changing or to the conservation of energy into their living standards. I'll give you my example why it has happened, because I was living in a third floor of a four-story building, and I used to pay approximately 12,000 to 13,000 rupees a month for the electricity that I'm consuming during peak summer season. But when I changed my house from a third story to the fifth story of a 10-story building, with lots of mutual shading involved into it, there is no direct sun which was faced by the wall of the flat. I am getting the bill of hardly 3,000, 4,000 rupees a month. That is what all about passive solutions for housing brings into. So I urge the community, the members over here, and also it is very clear that if you go with the passive designs of a building, you'll find more interesting solutions. You will find much more savings involved into it, and less emissions. That is the direct impact of these all savings. And of course, you will also be saving lots of money into it. So the designs, the orientations involved into it, it does matter, but it is only with respect to new houses, constructions. But if you have old house, you can go with the passive solutions like shadings. Shadings is also one of the biggest example for energy savings with respect to everything. And of course, ventilation is one of the input for your existing homes. If not in Delhi, because the air quality of Delhi is not that good. If you happen to be in other cities, you can use this ventilation for thermal comfort of yours, as that is told by Ashish ji as well. That we have only 24-25 degree temperature thermal comfort that we can take. Likely the same thing we can utilize those temperature for our body, and we should not use AC less than 24 degrees or less than 26 degree even during peak season. So you are going to save much more energy into it. Same thing if you are having or designing any houses for you. You can also design window size. You can also go ahead with room insulations or roof insulations, and also you can get natural lights from a window by designing double glazing window or single glazing window as well. So these are the common things that you can take away from the housing designs itself, and you will find all these things in econivas.com, where all these small improvements can take you to the savings in enormously. Similarly, if I went to the sustainability of the complete building, it is use of different aspects, like if you have the AC block, instead of, if you can use AC block instead of red bricks, you will be going to save much more energy, not with respect to embodied energy, but also with respect to the operational energy of the complete building. You're going to save approximately 40% of your energy. The energy, if you're using AC block instead of red bricks, that is what it is all required. So we have gone through with one of the innovations which was done by IIIT Hyderabad about agro waste bricks or agro-based bricks. Those are the bricks which can be used without any embodied energy, and it is fire friendly as well, because it will not be going to take fire within certain limit. So that is what it is all about, and the innovations that is being taking place with respect to sustainability of constructions right now. And if you move towards more deep dive to the energy saving systems in your house, you'll find more active devices which has to be rated as Energy Star rated, because there are lots of devices which you are working in the house. You will find much more interesting things to carry it forward. Lots of things which are now 5-star rated, so you can go with those 5-star rating systems as well. Of course, you have to choose the renewable energy in housing. That is what it was depicted earlier as well. These are the things that we can do it together and start the movement. You will also find lots of things in econivas.com. You will find building material directory, energy efficient building material directory, where you can compare those energy levels if you're fitting into the walls of your house. So by these things, I can see there are lots of movement which is coming up with respect to small improvement in terms of energy savings in your house, because right now the energy consumption in India is approximately, for housing, is approximately 24% of total energy consumption of India. So we have to think about on those aspects as well. We are going to increase our right. So I can see there are lots of improvement to be done with respect to our own lifestyle, our own cultural systems. We have to see what our ancestors have been doing with respect to their livelihood. The same thing we have to think in our way itself, and that is where I think Niti Aayog, Mr. Ashish ji, and his team is working very fine. And I'm sure if we are all involved together, we can work together, we can work as a team and reach a good height into these lifestyle systems. So thank you very much for inviting me once again, Ashish ji. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir. And very wonderfully you explained about your own experiences, valuable experience, and how you observe the practical impact of global climate change as you observe the dead and live corals example. And it is a great idea to encourage the community and members to go for the passive design and orientation of buildings, which will help in achieving the less emission. But really, it always a challenge when it comes to the existing buildings. Often people have lots of argument regarding them, and not argument, we can say that lots of questions, how can we accomplish all these things? And we are benefited with your field experiences during the session, and I'm sure it will help in finding the appropriate solution by the society. Rightly, sir, green buildings and energy efficient buildings must be promoted, and all the options that can be implemented in the society in most easy form, they should be promoted. And thank you so much, sir, for your insightful talk on the issue. And now it is the time to move toward the third speaker, who is Dr. Girish Mishra, sir. And he is going to address a very specific topic and a specific problem of our society on which our country focusing upon. So he's going to deliver his talk on waste management and Swachhata action. Dr. Girish Mishra, sir, is currently currently serving as an associate dean and professor with Department of Physics, School of Sciences, O.P. Jindal University, Raigad, Chhattisgarh. And he is an MSc Physics, MPhil Physics, and LLB, and is born in Raigad, Chhattisgarh. He received his PhD degree in physics in the field of material science from Central University, Bilaspur, India. He is a member of Luminescence Society of India, Indian Society for Particle Accelerators, Indian Physics Association, and Indian Society for Technical Education. He has more than 25 years of experiences of teaching and research. He received gold medal for MSc Physics University Merit List. Currently, he is working as professor of physics and assistant dean, School of Sciences, O.P. Jindal University, Raigad. He is supervising PhD scholars and MSc students. He has published more than 50 plus research papers in reputed international national journals and conferences. He has been granted a patent recently. His main research interest involves synthesis of LED, phosphors, macroluminescence, lyoluminescence, thermoluminescence, photoluminescence characterization, and uses of white phosphorus in LED sensors and dosimetry applications. So please, Dr. Girish Mishra, sir, please proceed with your session on waste management and Swachhata actions.
Thank you, Odesi. May you have the sharing option, please?
Yes, sir. Just a second. Now you can share, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
I request all the participants to please keep your mic mute.
Okay, is it visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible, and please take it on presentation mode.
Okay. Okay. Just a minute. Now I think it is in the full screen. Okay.
Yes, sir, it is on full screen mode.
Okay. So good afternoon to all. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this wonderful program. I got some point from different dignitaries. Mission LiFE is a very relevant, and we should tune with the nature. Switch off. I just add a few lines there. Switch off the extreme use to switch on the life, and safe soil, safe water, do not pollute the air, because this LiFE mission, I think it is completely related to the air, the soil, and the water, to save all those things. And at the last, I would say that placed for earth to take care of it. And for that, the e-waste is also a component to take care of everyone, because we are mostly using the electronic equipment in a different manner, either in the office or in the home or in other destinations. The quantity of e-waste or electronic waste has now become a major issue. Disposal of e-waste is an emerging global environmental and public health issues, as this waste has become the most rapidly growing segment of the formal municipal waste stream in the world. E-waste are loosely discarded. Why these issues are created? So discarded, surplus, obsolete, broken, electrical or electronic devices. In India, most of the waste electronic items are stored at household, as people do not know how to discard them. Improper dismantling and processing of e-waste render it perilous to human health and our ecosystem. Therefore, the need of proper e-waste management has been realized. It is necessary to review the public health risk and strategies to combat this growing means. So, I would like to give some basic informations about this. What is e-waste? Why is e-waste a problem? A list of e-waste items, the dangers of e-waste in the environment. So first, what is e-waste? So e-waste is an electronic product that are unwanted, not working, and nearing or at the end of their useful life. Whatever we are using, either it's the mobile phone or a computer, they have certain life. It may be 1 year, it may be 2 years, it may be 3 years. So computer, television, VCRs, stereos, copiers, fax machines, or everyday electronic products. Whenever I say e-waste, then we may categorize in 6 vast categories. One that is the temperature exchange equipment. These are the refrigerator, freezers, air conditioner, heat pumps, etc. The screen and monitors like television, monitors, laptop, notebook, tablets. We are using the lamps, fluorescent lamp, high intensity discharge lamp, LED lamp. And if you see the equipment, large equipment, then you electric stoves, large printing machine, which we are using our different destinations, LED lamps, small equipment like vacuum cleaner, microwaves, ventilation equipment, toasters, electric kettles, etc. And small IT and telecommunication equipment like mostly we are using mobile phones, GPS system, pocket calculators, routers, personal computers, printers, telephones, etc. So why is e-waste a problem? You see, UK is currently one of the largest producer of household waste in the world. When broken or unwanted electronics are dumped into landfill, toxic substances like lead and mercury can leach into soil and water, and they destroy this soil and water. Electronic also contain valuable non-renewable sources, including gold, silver, copper, platinum, aluminum, and cobalt. This means when we dispose of them without recycling, we are throwing away precise material. So we have to also take care of this. So the technology innovators continue to create electric devices designed to make our life easier and more convenient in every conceivable way. Still, we seem all too susceptible to quickly pitching the machines we already have. It doesn't matter how satisfied we have been with them up until now. If you think what are the e-waste components, then I would say the home appliances like microwave, home entertainment devices, electronic cookers, heaters, fan, communication and information technology devices like cell phone, smartphone, desktop computer, computer monitors, laptop, home entertainment devices like DVDs, Bluetooth devices, televisions, video game systems, etc. The electronic utilities like we are using nowadays, massage chair, heating pads, remote control, television remotes, electrical cords, lamp, smart light, etc. There are a number of electrical utilities we have. Office and medical equipments like copiers, IT servers cards, Wi-Fi dongle, dialysis machine, X-ray machine, imaging equipment, and a lot of medical uses we have. So, what are the dangers of these e-waste? If you think, according to the World Health Organization, health risk may result from direct contact with toxic materials that leach from e-waste materials. These includes minerals such as most of the electronic equipments are uses this lead, cadmium, chromium, brominated flame retardants, or PCBs, that is the polychlorinated biphenyls. Danger can come from inhalation of the toxic fumes. We have the electronic equipment, we destroy it by burning this, and due to this, the flame of these are the very toxic flames which come into us, as well as from the accumulation of the chemicals in soil, water and foods. तो जो भी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक इक्विपमेंट्स है, जब हम इसको डिस्ट्रॉय करते हैं एंड डिस्ट्रॉय करने के इधर इन द बर्निंग थ्रू बर्निंग और इधर टू डिस्पोज इनसाइड द सॉइल through root, it will go to the water, and then through the water and surface of the soil, it moves to the streams like the river, and then towards the ponds in the rural areas. So these are the dangerous ones which may hazardly affect the health of human beings. So we have to take care of this. And then e-wastage in the environment. Environment get polluted by this e-waste. Often it goes to landfills where it stays to rot. The problem is that e-waste is made of inorganic material, so the effect is dangerous. This plastic doesn't break down and need to be worked into new materials. The metals, on the other hand, release toxic chemical into the soil around it. In similar quantities, this is not a problem, but with the constant advances in technology and changing in new electronic devices over the last few decades, we see that these e-waste goes on increasing and increasing. So to more of this e-waste then can be recycled, the lower those chemical concentration are, and the safer we all are as a result. So we have to know about what are the e-waste, what are the problem arises due to this e-waste, what are that items we have to take care of this. Okay, as the new inventions are going on, we see that most of the person what they are doing, even though I used to do this, now I think to stop after this live mission, हम मोबाइल फोन यूज करते हैं, जब उसमें कोई नए टेक्नोलॉजी आ गया 3G to 4G, 4G to 5G, and then we think about the 6G. We keep on changing our mobile phones. और जो मोबाइल फोन्स हमारे पास में बच गए या हमारे कंप्यूटर बच गए, हम उसको कैसे डिस्ट्रॉय करें, whether we replace it by the new one or to throw it, we have to take care of this. So how to reduce the e-waste, we have to think about this. You see, there are the various things we have to take care of the when we purchase any e-materials, electronic material. We have to check the product lifespan. Do some research when you are ready to buy a new product. Look for product likely to have a much longer lifespan, so you won't need to replace them within a few years. ये हमारी जो एक नेचर है, उस नेचर में वो स्टॉपेज एक लगेगा कि हम देखें कि ये चीजें हमारे कितने साल के लिए हम इसे यूज कर सकते हैं, क्या जो नई टेक्नोलॉजी आने वाली है उस नई टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ में ये फैमिलियर है या नहीं. सो वी हैव टू चेक द प्रोडक्ट लाइफ स्पान बिफोर buying any electronic equipment. To educate yourself on what gets put into your electronics. We know that knowledge is power. The more you educate yourself, the more you can purchase items, but won't be harmful to the environment. We have to take care of this. Okay, now in the electronic equipment, star is given there. We have to check that star, whether it is environmental friendly or not. And then we have to purchase this. Look for an environmentally friendly label. If the product you buy are labeled Energy Star or have been certified by the Electronic Product Environmental Assessment Tool, then go for this. Otherwise, stop to buy this. Consider limiting the number of electronics you own. हमारा एक nature है to maintain. Generally रहता है कि status show करने के लिए भी आजकल से होते हैं. हम we are taking the laptops, at the same time we are using the tablets, and the same time we are using the mobile phone and other electronic gadget too. So we have to consider limiting the number of electronics items. Teach kids about e-waste. generally before 2-3 years, actually I am not aware about the e-waste. What are the e-waste? But when I go through the Google, I find the most of the things we are using in the household, in the office, they are all come to the e-waste after a year or 2 years. So teach your kids about the e-waste, because children are our future, and it helps if we can instill with them. I would say you see that recycle, recycle, and recycle. No matter what you have, it's important to always dispose of your e-waste properly. Properly means recycling all of your used electronics within the understanding that improperly disposing of e-waste is become more and more hazardous. अगर आप उसको फेंक देते हैं, then ये soil को बर्बाद करेगा, and ultimately it will create issues in the water, and it will create issues on the human health. So recycle properly. Understand the security issue. If you wish to reduce the e-waste, so you have to think about the security issue, because you are using the mobile phone, you are using the laptops, and most of the personal information remains stored on your electronic devices, even you delete it. So that's another reason not to throw it away. आप उसको अपने पास में रखें, यूज करें, थोड़ा सा उसमें इलेक्ट्रिकल या इलेक्ट्रॉनिक करेक्शंस के साथ. Maintain what you have. Small moves help keep what you have working longer. In your computer often, and don't overcharge your battery, so you can improve your battery overall life is on. You know that in the battery we are using lithium. Lithium is the most dangerous minerals. If you throw it, then it will destroy the soil as well as the water, and the air get polluted. So use the lithium battery, which can be rechargeable. And you see in the lifestyle for environment in the brochure, repair and use electronic devices over discard gadget in nearest recycling unit, use rechargeable lithium cells, proper cloud storage over a pen drive and the hard devices. Now there are some issues in e-waste management in India. You see here the poor infrastructure for the recycling of e-waste. India has very limited infrastructure capacity for large scale management of e-waste. There are very few government approved e-waste recycling centers in the country, which only constitute about 1/5 of the total amount of e-waste generated each year. So formal sector along with the informal sector should work on that area. Lack of awareness and financial incentives. There is a lack of public awareness of e-waste hazards in India, and recycling is what are the proper recycling process, which are very low. Most consumers do not know or have less knowledge about the hazardous nature of e-waste component or the penalties for improper disposal. We have to take care of this. Nobody knows that the electronic equipment we are using, they are using the gold, they are using the silver, they are using the platinum, and if we remove these items from the e-waste, then it will be the financial incentive to the workers. And next you see the less information of e-waste generation rates. In addition to domestic generation, the e-waste is imported from developed country after illegally. US है और भी जितने बड़े कंट्री हैं जहाँ पे बहुत ज्यादा इलेक्ट्रॉनिक गजेट्स यूज होते हैं, एंड व्हाट दे आर डूइंग आफ्टर 2 ईयर, जनरली इनका जो लाइफ होता है इलेक्ट्रॉनिक इक्विपमेंट का 2 ईयर 3 ईयर्स, एंड आफ्टर दैट व्हाट दे आर डूइंग, वो सारे के सारे भेज देते हैं डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज को, भेज देते हैं, जिससे उनके लिए तो कोई हेल्थ इश्यूज नहीं होते हैं, बट इट इज अ बिग हेल्थ इश्यूज फॉर द developing country like us. And then mismanagement in market for the end of life product. First, the e-waste recycling is a relatively new business. The potential lack of information on cost-effective recycling technology could be market barrier. Second, there is low awareness, partially because of the lack of reliable information of e-waste management among consumers that affect the market functionings. However, the public policy will play a greater role in enabling the better market for e-waste. And our government, central government as well, the state government, they are taking care to formalize the rules, and we have the rules 2016, 2018, and then the 2022, which will be implemented from, as I got from the Google, that from 1st of April to 2023, the new rules which is to be implemented. And then the environmentally unsustainable informal sector practice, despite the formal dismantling and recycling sector's growth, the actual waste process in the formal sector is still very low. Most of these formal facilities are operating below the approved capacities because of inability to source enough waste. So we have to think about this. And then the inadequate regulatory design and enforcement. Now we have some regulations which are taking care of this. Now this one is the last one. How we can create robust e-waste management, especially in India. So strengthen the informal sector. The first step can be the more explicitly recognize the informal sector as the stakeholder in any future e-waste stream. The government must institute a platform that facilitate consultation among various stakeholders like informal sector workers, non-government organization, NGOs working with the informal sector, third parties, private entities, and registered recyclers and manufacturers. Second, that is the policy instruments under EPR, that is the extended producer responsibility. The government need to rethink the policy instrument under the EPR approach in a presence of the informal sector. It requires strengthening in collection logistics. And the third, that is the regulatory enforcement. The state and central pollution control board will still be required to monitor and enforce compliance with the standards specified for collection center, demantlers and recyclers. And then the e-waste imports. Under the existing regulations, e-waste are not allowed to be imported for final disposal, but can be imported for reuse and recycling. So आपने देखा होगा कि जब भी हम कोई भी नया प्रोडक्ट मार्केट में आता है, then they are giving the exchange policy. पुराने मोबाइल लाओ and कुछ छूट के साथ में आप नए मोबाइल्स को ले जाओ, so that we may reuse the older one. Some part of that we may use. So these are some policies which already have been mentioned by the government. And then the public awareness for e-waste management. The current e-waste regulations require the producer to provide on the website information on the impact of e-waste, appropriate disposal practices, and other issues. There is also a requirement for an awareness campaign at regular intervals. So these awareness effort must be generated toward achieving safe handling of e-waste and reducing consumption of electronic products in the long run. Yeah, nowadays it is given by the manufacturer in their sites कि इसका लाइफ स्पान कितना होगा, ये कब इसको कैसे वो रिसाइकल करेंगे, and then in the gradually they have to recycle this, and by 2023 onwards 73% of their item should be recycled by the manufacturer own. So it is also one. So e-waste management is a great challenge for governments of many developing countries. It is becoming a huge public health issues and is exponentially increasing day by day. So it has to be collected separately, treated effectively, and disposed of e-waste. So it is also a diversion from conventional landfills. हम जाकर के उसको फेंक जो देते थे जमीन में और वो हमारे सॉइल को बर्बाद करता था, वाटर को बर्बाद करता था, एयर को बर्बाद करता था, and open burning, जला देना उसको डिस्ट्रॉय. So it is essential to integrate an informal sector with the formal sector. The competent authorities in developing countries like India need to establish a mechanism for handling and treating e-waste safely and sustainable. So thank you for the patience listening. Thank you, Odesh.
Thank you, Professor Girish sir, and you nicely explained a very important question that people know about the waste, but what is e-waste and how it is a problem for our society, and you very simply explain the list of e-waste about which we should aware on, and the importance of this e-waste can be considered by the fact that even when the Honorable Prime Minister launched the mission LiFE, so out of the 7 categories, one is dedicated toward the e-waste reduce. So all the things you have covered are really very important and can be adopted and by the a common citizen. And you also explained that how can we create the robust e-waste management in India. So by strengthening the informal sectors and policy instrument under EPR and regulatory enforcement, e-waste import, all the things were very informative and very specific. I am also I was also writing a chapter on space hazards a few years back, and it is relatable to that also. And from 1957, when the space era began, so lots of waste, e-waste, or we can say that satellite waste is also revolving the Earth, our planet. So approximate 2,000 satellites are there in the orbits, and if we see that satellites count, so it is about the 3,000, and these are 1 mm to 10 mm small pieces that are surrounding and making our valuable orbit very congested and dangerous place for the movement of the future satellites. Even the International Space Station has to was forced to change its course 99 times during its operation due to this space debris. And so the problem is just like the metro under the ground, on the ground, and above the ground. So all the places are now struggling with this situation. So thank you so much for sharing your expertise on this, Professor Girish sir. And okay, I think Meenakshi ma'am,
I want to correct. Yeah, 2 points. Please. Remember Chennai floods of 2015? The biggest problem Corporation Commissioner Chennai told me is how to dispose of e-waste. After the whole city was flooded, our IT corridor had millions and millions of computers. So ultimately, they have to enter into some agreement with foreign firm later on. Then only they were able to dispose it off. It was a very new thing for us. We never thought there's so much e-waste floating all around in Chennai city. Number 2, what difficulty we face because of our not living in tune with the environment, climate disasters are taking place. So when we have disasters like flood, we had no solution. Army came to our help, Navy came to help, Coast Guard was there, but there were no ropes. So such a simple thing like strong ropes were not available with Corporation of Chennai that time. So that's why a few lives were lost. Later on, of course, they worked day and night, and somehow we were able to save everything later on. So it was a very informative, good presentation, Mr. Mishra. Very, very lively presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And inputs, practical input from your side are are also very good, ma'am. And it shows that how at the administration level, this e-waste management is really significant. And thank you for adding the value.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And now I would like to request Vasudevan sir, if he is connected, to please complete his talk. He got disconnected due to the poor internet connectivity. Please, sir, please.
I'm here, sir. I'm here. Thank you, Savdesh ji, and thank you, Girish sir, for your wonderful presentation. As I was thinking about that, failure satellites are rotating in our air.
Okay.
Thanks for opportunity again. Because due to some internet inconvenience, I am not able to continue. So thank you, sir. And as I was talking about how the HICO framework 2015, 5 to 15, and Sendai framework, we have made it on 2015 to 30, where we are discussing on disaster risk reduction and all. Sir, I am audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Sound and clear, please, sir. And please.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And after that, we have gone for our sustainable development goals. Because madam, our respected advisor, madam, was very expert in that, implementing all the sustainable development goals from the top level to grassroots level, because where I learned from the madam only. And after that, after 2004 tsunami, DM Act was passed. After there are a lot of plans, policies were made. Even our last COP 26 and 27, our Honorable Prime Minister has given a word that we can make India to become resilient in 2060 or 2070. So all those things are making us more impressed. And definitely, sir, we will go for our work all together with disaster management command and with our respected Dr. Ashish Kumar Banda, sir, and with everyone. There are a lot of individuals in Tamil Nadu very much interested to take part in this kind of campaigns, sir. As I already informed, there is a college called Arinyar Anna Arts College, Viluppuram, and Saraswati Arts College, Dindivanam. I think there are a lot of people joined today. Those people joined together, around 10,000 people are, sir, who wants to take this pledge. Because due to this examination, the students are not able to participate today. Otherwise, they are well trained by us. Kairon and IADM now start to concentrate on providing a very good disaster management training from the fundamental of disaster management to up to now. What is the scenario happen as on day? So this we are concentrate on that. For that, madam was here today with us. So there are quite a lot of extreme changes in our planet, where we are under 30, because as Dr. Ashish told, the international panel committee is not allowing us. They are warning us now, because we are more than 1.5 degrees Celsius now, almost more than 3. So we supposed to be 1.5. So we have to be reduce all those things. Means we have to be joined together, join our hands, and create a good awareness among the public, where even layman, even the grassroots level, even the layman has to understand what is happening, where we are, what kind of threat we are going to face tomorrow or day after. All those things are there. So for that, one of my professor always telling that expect the unexpected. We always mention this word. So we have to expect the unexpected. That is the reason, meaning we are here today. We don't know what will happen tomorrow. So we have to expect it and react on that. So that I'm mentioning here. And there are other, it is a natural, because this climatical change and the global warming, the rising temperature leads to unexpected lot of unexpected events. It's all happening here and there. It's a natural. Sometimes it's by human inducement, because we can't say it's only by nature, because due to human inducement, it is happening. So what we have to do? We have to agree whatever happened. First of all, we have to agree the position, accept this, and react this and adopt it. We have to adopt the climate change option impacts. So each and everyone, what is happening, we have to agree. We have to understand and agree and adapt the situation, then work on the accordingly act our depends on. Because we can't say government has to take a decision, government has to do all those things. We can't put a blame on government. So we are also part of the citizen of the country, citizen of the world. We have to also join with the government to whatever we can maximum to help the government and adopt a system approach. Excuse me, what I do and how individual and institution and the group of community, what we can do with the government. This is the major concept which we have to be understand today. And there are some other line department, a lot of departments in and around the institution. There are domestic stakeholder and international stakeholders and institutional well-trained institution. All those people are here for making this Mission LiFE Pledge program globally. It's a mass movement, as Mr. Asisa said in the beginning. It's a 21 days challenging program. We can from today we can take it as a 21-day program. From today, once we are started, I'm definitely assure you, sir, IIDM and Environm will take necessary action from today to make the record of the maximum reachable people. From today to 21 days, we are taking into our account. I'm telling you, our Tamil Nadu students are, even one of our retired Dasildar, Ilagovan is on the line. He was very more than 62 years old, but looks like a 16 years boy and doing all the mock drills and all to the student. And every day he was sharing his photos and all. It's a great, sir, great. You are here. I'm just talking about you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Elagavan, sir.
Otherwise, I'll act as a shadow.
Thank you, sir.
To you. Whenever you call, I'm ready to give you a background. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, for that, I'm telling, sir, there are HODs, students, active participant student in Tamil Nadu. We take this pledge program today to 21 days, and we will give you the report how much we have reached in that, sir. Definitely, I will tell you. And we have to create awareness globally, as you are all talking about. The meaning of life and what is its background, why they are insisting to the people, then how we have to react on that. This everybody has to understand and take this pledge, sir. So I think this credit goes to our Honorable Prime Minister of India, out of where 193 countries are joined together and made an agreement. So I'm really very glad to participate in that program, sir. And as you know, because Tamil Nadu prone into lots of multi-disaster prone areas, sir, where we have a coastal area, we have a seismic zone, where we have a skill area, we have heat waves, we have a cold waves, and we have a landslides in the hill area. We have a forest fire often happening in and around, and we have a nuclear station, and we have a vulnerable, very high vulnerable areas in and around. So we are all managing, sir. We are all giving our best training to the vulnerable people, to the non-vulnerable people, then how to react on that. The vision and mission of Tamil Nadu, and particularly IIDM and Environm, to make this kind of awareness to the people. That's only our motto, sir, that we can do it at the earliest. And as per the 10-point agenda of our Honorable Prime Minister of India, so in the third point, he said there was a pollution-free India where people will drive electric vehicle and renewable becoming a major source of energy in his third point. And his fourth point mentioning the rural industrialization using digital technologies to generate massive employment, that also he has highlighted. And that is the 8th point of agenda, making the country self-sufficient in food and also the key exporter to the world. So the point I am going to discuss about the food industry, that also our Honorable Prime Minister has already mentioned in the 10-point agenda. And 9th point also he said, distress-free healthcare and functional comprehensive wellness system for all. That also he has highlighted. And the last 10th agenda, creation of Team India, in which employees will work with the elected government to make India a minimum government, maximum governance nation. So these are all what we are doing right now, sir. And as I coming to subject that sustainable food system adopted, because as we are all talking about what will happen if the climatical changes impact is going high and high day by day, and the global warming impacts also becoming high, then what we will do for our food? For us, we were all talking about how to minimize, how to reduce, use, recycle. So the same thing, how to think about the food also, how we have to be protect our food system for the future, how we have to compose the food waste at home. Because I heard, I think in the beginning of the year, even the Korea asked people to eat only 1 or 2 times in a day. The rest of the time, they don't have much food to eat. So the president of Korea has instructed that people should not eat 3 times. But that kind of situation we may push out also due to some of the climatical changes, due to some of the unexpected things. So it's a good thing that we have started today to talk about the food is the most important to survive in the world. So everybody has to think about how to protect the food and how to make it in a proper way without wastage. Even in that point, we have compost food waste at home because we have to be, whatever the food we have to waste, we can make it as a tenure and create a kitchen gardens, terrace gardens at homes, schools, and offices. So we can make kind of gardens everywhere where we can get our vegetable, organic vegetable, where we can get our food ourselves. We can get it from the things and prepare organic manure from cow tongues and apply it to farms. So most of them using quite a lot of chemical-based manure and fertilizer, which is harmful for our nature. This one from the food industry, we are getting a certain percentage of global warming and greenhouse gases from the chemical-based things. So for that, we have to go for the traditional way of cultivating crops, cultivating things and all agriculture field. So from now itself, we have to go for reverse back. We are supposed to be not bounce forward, bounce back. We are always using that word in disaster management. We supposed to go little bounce back for our traditional way of making our tenure and fertilizers and all, and preferably use locally available and seasonal foods, because people are now fond of fashionized food, pizza, burger, all those things. And after the corona season, now the people are coming back to eat whatever the available seeds and grains in the rural level to develop their immune system, to develop their body physical system. They start to use all the locally available organic food. They are using organic food and smaller plates for daily meals to save the food wastages. As already our respected madam indicated, whenever you give a glass of water, don't give full glass of water to the guest or someone. You always give half. When they need more, they can eat. As our Dr. Ashish Kumar Banda also rightly said, he don't need water on his table. Whenever he need, he can drink. So in different ways, we can find we should not misutilize the water storage. Time is very concerned, so that I will quickly finish these things. So after what we can sustainable food system adopted means to ensure safety and prevent the transmission of disease through food. Whenever we are taking food, we have to be more aware whether any diseases spreads from the food area, and keep the food in a safer and proper place with a proper temperature, proper foldage, proper place and all. So that all we have to be planned. We should have our short-term plan, medium-term and long-term plan for the food also. So keep clean, raw and cooked food, and cook thoroughly. Well-cooked food, eat well-cooked food, and save the temperature, save water and materials. So these are the things I'm like to share with us. As you know already, the sustainable development goals and all other things. So, guys, we have to be act together for a better life always. This is what Mission Life is coming to tell. We have to act together. We have to join our hands against all these unexpected things going on in and around the world. So India is the first country taken an initiative that I told already our credit goes to our Honorable Prime Minister. So thanks a lot for the wonderful opportunity. With this, I conclude my presentation. I over to Mr. Avdesh ji. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Over to you.
Yes, Vasudevan sir, thank you for your presentation. Though there were some technical hurdles, but you shared your experiences, and I am personally thankful to you because this program was not possible without your support and the way you invited the ma'am whose blessing we are getting today in this program, and all your volunteers, all the training sessions. We see closely, and really you are doing great work for that region, and it is particularly the need of the hour because as the coastal boundary of India is concerned, it is about 7,516 kilometers. So all the states who have the coastal touch, so the people like you are really very important and going to play a significant role in accomplishing not only this Mission Life, but all the Swachhata campaign at beach cleaning program we have our country recently launched. So thank you so much for all the inputs because time is very short. So this is last presentation and it is by me because it is on the aspect of water. So thank you, Vasudevan ji. I am sharing directly my presentation with all of you. So
thank you, sir.
Please let me know
thank you, sir.
If it is visible.
Soon we will invite you, sir, both of you to Tamil Nadu for our big program, sir.
Sure, definitely, sir. And those people who are facing the problem in taking the pledge, we will also circulate a step-by-step procedure by which they can go further. So I think this is visible to the also to all. It is regarding the Mission Life's water saving aspect. As I mentioned that this Mission Life is discussed during our program. It is regarding the behavioral change solutions aimed at individual, household, and communities to drive the climate-friendly behavior in sectors. Seven sectors were identified. So first sector is about the water, transport, food, electricity, waste management, and recycle use. So water comes on the top of this. All the suggested solution under Mission Life. So do you know we all are lucky one? So obviously a question may come in the minds of everyone that how. So let us see this picture. So this is the answer of that how. So because we are in the right position, neither too hot nor too cold, and that is why it is called the Goldilocks zone where the life can exist. So one thing, we are lucky. So we can feel these things that Earth is a unique planet where life exists. Second is, have any planet who is the part of this Goldilocks zone or the habitable zone. It is not necessary that the life exists there. So for the life, there is another condition that is biosphere. So we are not just lucky. We are the luckiest one because on our planet, we can find this spatial combination that is called biosphere. And it is the combination of atmosphere, means it comprises of all the gases surrounding the earth. Lithosphere means all the rocks and minerals and soils. And this is the hydrosphere where the water component exists. And when this critical combination meet, we call this sphere called it as a biosphere, which is a necessary condition for the existence of life. So whenever we try to find the life on any planet, so what scientists try to discover is water. So this aspect is very much important. So even whenever we go for the space expeditions, so scientists search for the water. So it becomes a news when we find the water in any form on any planet. But this asset is really, if you see the global availability of water, you can see this, these two pictures which depicting the percentage of water. Yes, we have a large percentage of water, 97.5% of water exists in the oceans, and fresh water is just 2.5%. So, despite of having in large ample quantity, the drinkable water is a rare asset for the society. Hello. Okay. So after feeling that we are lucky and luckiest one, and the amount of water that exists on Earth, if we see its situation, so it is under stress. So global water stress we can see in this figure. So this we can see dark color mark, which signifies the baseline water stress on various parts of the the continents. So here we can see this is extremely high. So water stress is extremely high in the world. And if we see its trend, so from 1950 to 2025, 1950, then 1995, 2025, you can see this black or the catastrophically low cubic meter per person. We can see water availability. We can see it is reducing at a higher pace. So here you can see no black spot. Here you can see a small portion of water black spot. But here we can see it in 2025 a large black spot. So it signifies the global water availability is low and it becoming low again. As we see the data of past 50 years, so domestic water use, household water use grew 600% in 1960. It is data from the World Resource Institutes, and 1/4 of the world now faces extremely high water stresses, where more than 80% of the available supply is withdrawn every year. You can see this diagram from 1960 to 2020. The domestic line is going high. Taking another lens, the water crisis, renewable and freshwater resources per capita. So rates of water withdrawals must be below rates of freshwater replenishment. What it means, it can be understood by a simple picture here. If we are filling any bucket and it is also draining, so it is not going to work. So per capita renewable and water resources are declining in many countries, not only in India, as a result of population increase. And this you can see in this diagram. It is a diagram from World Bank that signify that depicting the renewable freshwater resources per capita. So this the position of India is here, and you can see this declining trend. Means the rate by which the water is coming and the rate by which the water is draining, they are seriously in an imbalance tone. So water is so water is such a asset on Earth that it also has a significant position on Sustainable Development Goal, and it's a shared agenda. Clean water and sanitation is a requirement of everyone, not only the particular country, any particular country citizen, but for everyone. So if we see India's scenario, though, so the news is not good. India ranked 13 among the 17 worst affected countries as per the World Resource Institute's report, and 9 Indian states and union territories are having extremely high water stresses, in which Haryana is among the worst hit. So Punjab, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Chandigarh, Gujarat, Uttarakhand, Madhya Pradesh, and Jammu Kashmir, these are the others. So situation is not too good here. If we see the statement of Rajiv Kumarji, Vice Chairman Niti Aayog, then he said once, so there is a great awareness now about air pollution. However, India's water crisis does not get that kind of attention. At his time, he clearly indicated toward this situation. So it is not that the people are not paying attention toward that. So this you can see that other experts also said that unless India woke up to its water crisis, disaster looms. And this is the picture that is enough to explain what disaster can be loomed. So as per the Niti Aayog, it's an alarming bell. Other indicative data, India's water crisis is not a small crisis, that 600 million Indians face high to extreme stress over water. And in India, at least 2 lakh people die every year due to the lack of access to safe water. Another situation that India's water, which signifies India's water crisis, 70% of India's water is contaminated. 75% of households do not have drinking water on their premises. 84% of rural households do not have access to the pipe waters. And in a nutshell, we can say 40% of India's water supply is being depleted at unsustainable rates. As we said that the rate by which it is filling the bucket is not, it has a serious imbalance with the rate at which it is draining. So India is currently ranked about 122 out of 122 countries in the water quality index. Only 1/3 of India's wastewater is currently treated, leading to the high incidence of waterborne diseases. Only half of the rural population has access to safely managed water for behind neighbors such as China and Bangladesh. So by 2030, the picture will be 40% of the population will have no access to drinking water. 6% of India's GDP will be lost because of the water crisis. So India's water demand is projected to be twice the available supplies. And there is nothing to say regarding the population. We already see the trends. We are already watching the trend. So why it is important, disaster risk reduction, global water crisis and disaster risk perspective. If we see it with the lens of gender aspect is a really serious issue, because without safe drinking water and adequate sanitation and hygiene facilities, it is harder for women and girls to lead safe, dignified, productive, and healthy lives. So this is a gender aspect as well. And more than 2 billion people are compelled to drink contaminated water, resulting in a child dying every minute of every hour of the day. 4.5 billion people lack safely managed sanitation services as per the WHO GMP UNICEF 2017 Progress on Drinking Water Sanitation and Hygiene report. And as Ashir Panda sir is also here, so he is an expert in animal inclusive disaster risk reduction as well. So this more than half of the Earth's wetland have been destroyed and have disappeared due to this. And this is taken from the source water scarcity trade WWF 2013. Now the situation is now more worse. So many mammals, birds, fish, amphibians, and invertebrates, but they support the growing of. So these are some situations that everybody, not only humans, are suffering from this global water crisis situation. So let us coming back to the mission life objective, the global water trust. If the global water crisis exists, so it is the trio of three main components. That is, there is a crisis of management. There is a crisis of economic and crisis of understanding. And after combining these, we will get a situation that is called global water crisis. In simplest forms, we can say that global water crisis is the inability to provide the reliable supply of potable water to villages, town, cities, and regional population all over the world. We can see what water conservation strategies we can adopt. So water conservation agencies can be many, but here I am highlighting the 4 ones. We can limit the consumption, reuse and recycle, elimination of losses, and pollution prevention. Going into the detail, it can be categorized. These strategies can be further subdivided on the demand and supply sides. So improvement of the irrigation technology is important. Promotion of improved water, wastewater use important. Wise use of the water resources. Setting up water banks and quota systems. Setting up adapted tax and price policy system to encourage investment and demand approach management. Development of education and awareness campaigns, which is very important. And for supply side, if we see the supply side, so preservation of the function of the natural catchment aquifer restoration is important, as it is also aimed in the Sarovar in creating the Sarovar mission. So the improvement of the efficient use of existing water infrastructure, water recharge aquifers. These are some strategies that can be adopted. And coming on the solution part, because we have discussed the problem, we have discussed the strategies, what should be done and how can be done. But now, what are the solutions available? So they can be categorized into the two classes. Number one, the modern solutions that are implemented all over the world, and second is the solution that are coming from our indigenous knowledge repository. So this is one thing, that water metering. People use electricity efficiently because they care about the electricity bill. So water metering, we measure the volume of water used by the residential and commercial building units, and after measuring them, we put them into the tax system, and this is sufficient enough to make the people aware. Modern methods of water harvesting, we can go ahead. Conventional water harvesting technique, I'm not going to discuss here because of the time constraint, but we can see some countries are adopting really innovative methods of artificial recharging and rainwater harvesting. The diagram you can see here. Again, another form of the sensor-based model, sensor-based water conservation technique. This is water sense leveled irrigation controllers. These are the smart irrigation control technology that uses local weather data to determine when and how much to water should be applied. And soil moisture sensors. Second is, you can see the respective technologies in the diagram mentioned in the slide. And here the measuring the amount of the moisture in the soil and tailoring the irrigation schedule accordingly, we can save a lot of water. So some more technologies, rainfall shutoff devices. These turn off your system in rainy weather automatically and run off rainfall sensors, rain sensor, the turning off irrigation system when it is raining, and sprinkler heads, that is ensuring more water reaches plants and less is caused to evaporation and winds. So these are some techniques. And excellent practice of micro irrigation. We cannot forget this: use 20 to 50% less water than conventional pop-up sprinkler systems and can save up to 30,000 gallons per year. That's a huge amount. And the second aspect, that is what Bharat and India. So since ages, people across different regions of India have experiences either excess or scarce water due to the varied rainfall and land topography. So we have our own knowledge system, our own practices that are the proven, actually the proven methods of conservation of water. So their traditional ways, though less popular, are still in use and efficient. They are enriched with knowledge to manage water in communal ways. So name of certain technologies are Kul, Jabo, Eri, Khadin. It is used in the Jaisalmer and Barmer in Rajasthan, Virdas, Nomadic, Maldari tribes in Ran of Kutch, Surangam, Karnataka and Kerala, Ahar, Pinus, South Bihar, Kundis, Rajasthan and Gujarat. So let's take a look of those techniques. The Madak, Jodas and Pamgeras, you can see these are very popular in Karnataka, Pamgera in Odisha and Jodas in Rajasthan. You can see these pictures. Because of time constraint, I cannot explain all the things, but pictures are self-sufficient. These are famous tourist spots. They are not just tourist spots. They are Bavli and Jhalas. And apart from storing the water for basic needs, they are at those times also served for water sports as well. Bamboo and drip irrigation techniques, the part of these are popular in the tribes of Northeast. You can see an efficient system can reduce around 20 liters of inflow water running over kilometers of 80 drops per minute in agricultural feed. Joy pumps. This is very interesting technology where children's in their play, draw water from underground water into these tanks, and they use it as a seesaw. So this is another popular technique, and somewhere it's a funny thing also. Similarly, a cycle run pump, water pumps. So this is designed for small scale farmers who don't have the capacity to afford costly diesel run motors. This arrangement can bring a flow of 100 liters per minute. The complete unit made cast iron and aluminum cost rupees 2,500 to 7,000. This assembly can be built in 2,500 to 7,000 only, and it is functional. Then water wheel, and very interesting, it is innovated by a US-based social entrepreneur, Cynthia Coing, under an organization called Develo. So when she see the women's carrying the water on their heads, so she discovered this water wheel, and it is a round wheel shaped wheel storage tanker with an attached handle on the top of the to provide painless mobility. It has already become popular in villages of Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, and Rajasthan. Very interesting this. So water wheel can store up to 10 to 50 liters of water in hygienic conditions. Similarly, rainwater syringes, we can recharge our water, underground water level, and katta. So this is katta is a temporary physical structure made by binding mud and loose stone available locally. So it is very helpful in coastal area. They also minimize the flow of fresh water into the sea, because there is a transition of sea water and saline water and the fresh water. So they can also minimize the flow of this fresh water into the sea. So these are some indigenous techniques I have recently taken. After modern and indigenous techniques, Mission Life also suggests very important points for water saving solutions. So adopt cultivation of less water intensive like participating in recharge of rural water bodies, and similarly create, you will find all these techniques use buckets instead of hose pipe of water, plants, floors, vehicles, fix leaks in flushes, taps, and water pipes to for checking the water leakage or losses. So use water efficient fixture for taps and shower heads and toilet flush units, and prefer a water purification system that wastes less water. Usually when we start our water purification system, so it uses a lot of water, and invest in the water meter for your house to measure water consumption regularly. So these are certain steps. You will find all these steps, including all other 6 categories as well, in the document that I have mailed you already in the joining link. You will find all this solution. You can adopt by yourself. And what are the consequences if we don't go for this? So you can see what is the consequences of wrong decisions. So Aral Sea, it was the once the 4th largest lake in the world. Now it is a dusty graveyard for rusting shipwrecks. You can see this picture. You can see the 4 camels and some wrecked ship. So how इसे रेगिस्तान का जहाज कहते हैं और ये रियल में जहाज है पानी का. So why what they are doing together? They are, so it is the consequence of a catastrophe. It is actually the catastrophic result of a bad decision where the Soviet government diverted the water to irrigate the desert region for the cotton industry. And shrinking of the Aral Sea has now become one of the planet's worst environmental disaster. And the region is once prosperous fishing industry has been essentially destroyed, bringing in unemployment and economic hardship to the people. At the last, we know this popular quotation of Ismail Sergelding that if the wars of this century were fought over oil, the wars of the next century will be fought over water. It is still relevant, and water now become an asset. So thank you so much for for your patience listening. And with these words, I would like to sum up this presentation, and I'm ending this presentation now. So Ashish sir. Hello. Okay, so
yes, sir, yes, sir.
all these 4 aspects we have completed with our respective panelists, and now it is the time to sum up the session. So we are going. We can go with the valedictory session because now we are at it is 4:37 p.m. now. So I request if ma'am is available here. So hello.
Ma'am is not here, sir.
So
if ma'am is available, so
Avdesh, I will sum up then.
Okay.
So thank you everybody who was present here today for promoting Mission Life across the world. it is each and everybody's responsibility with respect to what kind of world we want to see in near future. The kind of situation we find ourselves right now, it is everybody's responsibility that through our individual behavior pattern, we can change the nearby surrounding environment like anything. So we have to work really hard right now because the time has come when we have to wake up from sleeping mode. So thank you so much for coming here today in large numbers and also participating in this wonderful global event that has been initiated by DMCC along with Pledge for Earth and also I am from Tamil Nadu. Thank you so much, each and everybody, for joining today. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashish sir, for this for a wonderful valedictory word. And meanwhile, I have also shared the feedback form in the chat box, and you can go and fill the feedback form from getting the certificate.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ashish.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for giving us such a wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Link is open for some time so that everyone can get the link of feedback form.